there's so much hype about this collection? Why everybody is like, give you that glass, juicy skin, so healthy? I'm gonna do this because with Chantecaille Wild Meadows Eye Quartet. Blanc for soft, for white, for washes. Hello my beautiful friends, Jacqueline here. Finally, I will be reviewing today Chanel's Le Blanc 2023 collection, Delices Pastel de Chanel. That is the actual name of the collection. And as you can tell, I already have foundation, concealer on. I will be leaving all the details of the products that I'm using today on the description box below, along with the links for your convenience. Also the links to this collection for Europe, Canada, US, everything will be on the description box below. I went ahead and skipped bronzer because the first product that I want to try from this collection, it is the illuminating blush in Fantaisie de Chanel, which has this gorgeous coral pinky tone with a little bit of like a pearlized finish. Definitely something that I feel is a little bit of a hybrid between a blush and a highlighter and illuminating powder. So first of all, let's go ahead and swatch it, but let me give you a quick close-up. And by the way, if you're new here to my channel, I do film in natural light. I do have a ring light on that side, but it's pointing my wall because I have a huge window right here, but it's still a little bit cloudy, and so there's a little bit of darkness on this side, and then all the brightness that you see right now, it is from the window. So regardless, let me give you a close-up to this beauty. It has a little bit of like a tweed embossing with a CC logo, and I'm just so excited for this powder. It is made in Italy. It has a shelf life of 18 months. And also, by the way, it came with its little pouch as well as a little brush. Here's the shade. So you can tell it's really pearly. I'm just going to swatch it right there. I'm excited. I'm very excited about that. Going with the brush first. I think it picked up plenty. By the way, I'm using a 4K camera, so this should give you the best quality possible. And let's apply this blush. I do have a large pores in this area right here. Okay. Oh, this is a beautiful blush tone. Like I said, a little bit corally in tone, and although it does have a little bit of like a pearly kind of finish, no shimmer, not even a huge sheen, but just this pearlized effect. When you turn, the light is gonna catch on those high points of your cheeks. Ooh, this is so pretty. And just give that healthy glow. Definitely you can build up, although I don't need to. I do have a light to medium skin tone. I will be leaving the foundation matches to on my description box below. I can definitely see really well the tone of my skin. And I don't feel like I'm taking the blush a little bit on top of my large pores, and I don't feel like as if it is emphasizing my large pores. I feel it's very flattering and even a little bit blurring. This collection also includes an eyeshadow quad in Delices 68, and it kind of reminds me to like little gumdrops, very much Easter vibes, or little like jelly beans. So cute. So cute. Also, the embossing has a little bit of that tweed texture, the CC interlock logo right in the middle. Super pretty. and it comes with the two little applicators. One, it is a sponge, one-sided, and then the other one is a little brush, also one-sided. Now let's swatch. Okay, this is a beautiful lilac tone. This one is satin. Perhaps for Chanel it will be metallic, but it's not really metallic. Now this one is the only shade on the quad that is matte, and it's kind of like a peachy tone. Then we have this kind of like a mauve bronze tone, beautiful shade. And then this gorgeous yellowy lemon shade, which kind of reminds me to like being in Capri or like drinking a nice limoncello. Super smooth. Okay, so we have satin finish. The yellow one is more of like what we will consider a metallic finish, and then the peachy tone is a matte finish. Sonia G Crease Pro, and I'm gonna go to this shade. This is how much I'm able to pick up, and then I'm gonna take this shade and apply it above the crease. I can definitely see the shade really well. I can build it up. I have no fallout, and it's blending super well too. It's a beautiful type of matte formulation that is not drying, that it looks very natural because I feel it does have enough emollients to it. Sonia G Worker Pro, and I'm going now to the lilac shade, and I'm taking it from the middle of the eyelid all the way to the outer V. That's a beautiful shade too. Definitely you can even build it up. I feel that this shade all over the mobile lid will look just incredible. Keep your eyeshadow look super simple. Now I'm trying more. I'm gonna use all the eyeshadows on my eyelids because I wanna try the formulation. But definitely you don't have to. You can just use 1-2 shades and that's it. With a Sonia G Mini Booster, I'm gonna go to the deeper shade. And I'm gonna take it on the base of the eyelash and then towards the outer V in a way to elongate my eyes. And just make it a little bit deeper on this side. Sonia G Flat Definer, and I'm gonna go to the deeper shade. Now with this shade, I'm just gonna take it beneath the lower lash line and to the root, only on the outer third. I feel that this shade also all along on the eyelid, because it's not too deep, it will look just very beautiful. Smith 253 brush, and by the way, I usually leave the brushes that I use on the description box below too, so just in case if you're wondering, they will be there. Now the embossing is already fading away, so it is what it is, and I'm just gonna use it completely dry, inner third, until it meets with the lilac tone. Okay, that's gorgeous too. Now this is more of a metallic. It does have some, not shimmer, just a sheen. It does have another consistency. It's a little bit more flaky, and I think you can see it on the pan, but I do not have any fallout. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm taking more from this shade, and now I'm gonna go ahead and wet it. Now you don't need to do so. You can actually use your fingers if you want to, or in fact you can use the little sponge applicator if you want more intensity of any of the eyeshadows. So don't disregard that little sponge applicator. Sometimes we're like, oh, it's not the same as having a really nice, beautiful brush. Obviously it's not, but it does help out, mostly if you are going traveling or on the go. And I'm just gonna apply it wet. As you can see, it applies just a little bit more intense. Not by a whole lot though, but it's a little bit more intense. And now, let me just tap it in with my finger. And if you want to intensify, you can definitely do so with your finger, because it just deposits more of the product, more pigment, but at the same time, the oils from your fingers, your natural oils, I'm saying that it has to be greasy, but it just press the product and it just gives the most impact out of it. Next, I'm gonna use a Redford 3 brush, and I'm gonna go again to this yellowy shade. And I'm just applying it on the inner corner to just open up this area. And as you can tell, I don't have fallout. Just passing it on my brow bone to give a little bit of a lifting effect. I went ahead and applied mascara, eyeliner. Again, those details will be in the description box below. And before I jump into comparisons, there are some other products on this collection, like 2 different Baume Essentiels. Think about these balms as kind of like a translucent kind of product. It's not a blush, it's not a highlighter, it just gives hydration to your skin. It does give this appearance that your skin looks wet, dolphin-like, glass-like skin. In fact, one of my most viewed videos here on my channel is in regards this product, because a lot of people have been thinking like how to use it for a couple of years now, and it has a lot of views in that video. So in this collection, again, it comes 2 Baume Essentiels Dragee, which are these actually, I'm sure you recall these sugar-coated almonds. So anyhow, that shade is a little bit more corally, pinky in tone, and then Lilas, which is more of like a translucent lilac-y tone, like this one right here. Now, I wasn't able to pick it up. In fact, when you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you may have watched my video where I go to Chanel to shop for the latest collection, Chanel 23S, and I spoke with a couple of essays in there, and the person in charge of the beauty department, she mentioned it is there. It is not available for purchase. It is locked because this collection is to be released in US on April 1st. Now, it may come a little bit earlier, perhaps on the website, perhaps on other retailers. This collection is, although limited edition, and I'm sure many of the pieces of this collection, they are just gonna be sold out. Anyhow, I have here the shade Rosé. This is a Baume Essentiel, and I want to make sure that you don't get confused with the blush. So Chanel also have blush on sticks that are incredible. Not a lot of people talk about them. I'm just gonna swatch this one right here. This is the shade 20, one of my favorite ones. If you like this kind of like very much earthy, natural tone to your skin, it looks incredible. And now this one is a Baume Essentiel, and the one in Dragee, it may look alike to this one. Now, I'm not saying it's the same one, but it's gonna be really like. Now, do you see the difference? This carries pigment. This one, it's just a lot of shine, and when you warm it up, you can even see a little bit of that hydration right there. So I'm just gonna apply it on the cheek, on the very top, so you can see what I'm talking about, to give that glass skin like. Now, the beautiful thing about this product though is that although it may seem like, oh my gosh, this is a balm, one, is not thick, two, it doesn't lift up the foundation, it just gives hydration. So if you find out that, say, your makeup looks just a little bit too dull, too matte, perhaps you have dry skin, or you have fine lines and you just need a little bit of that extra hydration and just create a lot more, you know, that juicy kind of a skin, you can definitely use this product and it will help so much. Give you that glass juicy skin, so healthy. Also in this collection, there's a few repromotes like the brow pencils, which I'm using today, as well as some lipsticks, the Rouge Allure Ink, which is a liquid formulation, really beautiful, thin formula and long wearing. Also the Rouge Cocoa Bombs, which are actually some of my favorite formulations from Chanel. They are kind of like a balm that is not super balmy, and they do have nice pigmentation. There are two new shades. I wasn't able to purchase them, but I already have a few on my collection. I mean, I have a ton. So I thought that these two look alike to the ones that they come for this collection. Now, they are not identical. Obviously, they are not the same. One is Flirty Coral. I think the one that comes in this collection may be a little bit lighter, a little bit more along the lines of a true peachy or corally tone. So this is Flirty Coral. And then I have also here Natural Charm. Now I think that the one from this collection may be a little bit deeper than Natural Charm, which is a gorgeous shade too. I think I'm going to apply Natural Charm today, but first I'm going to line my lips with Chanel's Nude Brun Lip Pencil. Again, I'm going with Natural Charm. As you can tell, it does have pigment. It's not super shiny, but it's nice and hydrating. Now, if you want to add some shine, you can even use the Baume Essentiel. Just grab a little and dip it in the middle. And it just creates a more juicy kind of effect to the lips. And as promised, into comparisons. So the finish of this blush reminds me a lot to this blush. This was Fleur de Printemps from Chanel. This was launched, I think, 2 years ago. Gorgeous, absolutely stunning. To me, this blush formulation is very much to this right here, or the mix of both of them. Now the shades are completely different. These are more true peachy in tone, while Fantaisie du Chanel, the Fantasy of Chanel, is more coral pinky in tone. This one, as you can tell, way more orangey. But the formula in general, very alike. Perhaps the one from Fleur de Printemps is just a little bit more, just more potent, more metallic-y. Now let's compare it to this new face palette from Chanel. Gorgeous, stunning, but I don't think the formulations are alike at all. And once again, this shade, which is the highlighter, it's more peachy. Same thing with this shade, and this is just way too deep. And then on the deeper palette, there's no such pink like this, but I'm just gonna swatch it up top and down here. And as you can tell also right here, they are not even close to Fleur de Printemps. Now I'm gonna do this because I know, like I don't know how many times people want to find a dupe of the Rosy Glow Blush by Dior. It's like a mission to find a dupe for this one. And people had asked me, are they alike? Are they similar? They are not. And I stopped finding a dupe for this. I think there's some uniqueness to this formulation. One, it changes with the pH of your skin. Two, it's just a very specific kind of formula, very different and unique and beautiful. If anything, I will say this one is more lilac, while the Fantaisie du Chanel is, I mean, you can tell right there, it's just coral. It just doesn't have anything to do, but I'm gonna swatch it because some of you had asked, and it even has a whitish undertone to it. I don't know, hopefully the camera is able to show it to you. I know this is really hard because although I'm filming in natural light, these shades, they can look a little bit faint when they are not really. Another blush is L'Essentiel de Chanel, which came out I think 2 holidays ago. Now this one is more intense. It's one of my very favorite blushes from Chanel. I wish this could be permanent. Unfortunately it's not, but if you like this blush, I'm sure you will like the blush on a stick in number 20. So there's that. So you can tell way deeper. It's completely different vibe, completely different tone. And that's it. These are all the comparisons with the blush, but let's go for the most requested comparison, and it is the eyeshadow quad with Chantecaille Wild Meadows Eye Quartet. A lot of people have been like, this looks so much alike, but I mean, if anything, perhaps the, yeah, no, they are, you'll see, they are different. The only shade that is alike, it will be the yellowy shade. Now the one from Chantecaille, it's a little bit more, it's not so sparkly, it's more even. This shade is not lilac, but it's rather pinky, cool tone pink. Then this gorgeous taupe that is incredible. And then we have here this brown shade, which is also stunning. So let me show it to you. I'm just gonna swatch them right next to each other. So this is the lilac versus the lilac shade. You can tell they are different. Then let's go for yellow with yellow, more alike. Then, well, the taupe doesn't have anything to do, but I'm just gonna put the taupe right here and then the brown right here. Now into my final thoughts about this new collection from Chanel. Why is there so much hype about this collection? Why everybody is like, I want to get this blush and I want to get the eyeshadow quad? Because it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Indeed, it is beautiful. I love the performance of all the different products from this collection. As you can tell, look at that. It's just so pretty. The blush has an exquisite tone that I feel that is going to complement many skin tones. From those who have fair skin tones, light to medium like myself, medium, tan to deep, they can use it not perhaps as a blush, but definitely as a luminizer, because it does have that property to be a luminizer and a blush. So that's why it can cater to other different skin tones. And I think this is something that if you have an eye and you like the shade, I think it's a very beautiful shade, a unique shade, because it's not too peachy, it's not too pink. It's a middle kind of tone, a tone that it can go either direction and it will actually look very well in different complexions and different skin tones and undertones. And I love that by itself it has that pearlized finish that is just so lovely. It's just so youthful, but there's not really glitter or shimmer or particles that it was just going to emphasize or look odd. And that is something that we have to give it to Chanel. Chanel is not here to bring us like bold looks, and needless to say, Chanel Le Blanc in nature, like the name implies, Blanc for soft, for white, for washes. So if you're looking for, or if you are gonna come with this comment of like, oh, it's underwhelming, oh, it doesn't have enough pigment, it's not the intention, neither of the brand, neither of in a specific of this collection, because the Le Blanc collection, when it started it was just geared mostly to, I don't want to say the Asian market because it's just a broad saying Asian market, but honestly for lighter complexions, people from Japan, etc. So that was the primarily intention, but then Chanel has seen the demand on our end, Europe, US, Canada. We have been lucky to have gotten this collection. I'm completely honest with you. Now, in terms of the Baume Essentials, I can tell you that it's a lovely formulation if you want to give extra hydration to your skin, if you don't want to add, stickiness to your skin, and if you want a hint of any of the two shades that they are offering right now. I mean, it's a lovely formula. Not too long ago with this, the first spring collection from Chanel, the one that had these two palettes, there is another Baume Essentiel in this very, I think it's called, I don't remember, but it's a reddish kind of tone. If you want more pigment, if you want something that can be double up as a blush, but if you want, again, something very translucent that perhaps has a hint of that lilac-y tone or that corally tone, then the new ones could be something really good for you. Now, in terms of the eyeshadow quad, I enjoy very much this eyeshadow quad. I really love the type of finishes that it provides, the simplicity of it, and then the pops of color. Like I said before, you don't need to use all these shades in order to achieve a look. You can use one and be done, two and that's it. And there's so many different ways to actually use this palette. To me, the shades that I will personally use the very most, mostly if I want something easy, simple, on the go, will be this shade and this shade. These two shades are gorgeous and I will use it again. I can use these all over the eyelid and add, you know, something different, something more springtime. This yellow shade is gorgeous and I think is gonna look amazing during springtime and also when we go to summer with a nice bronze look. All the eyeshadows, they complement each other really well. The formulas are beautiful. There's no fallout. There's very nice, smooth. They spread so beautiful on the eyelids, and I think it's a beautiful color combination, whether you decide to use them all as I did today or just in singles. Very, very nice, well curated eyeshadow quad. And like I said, I love the versatility that I don't feel like with this eyeshadow palette, I'm only going to get a pastel eyeshadow look. No. If you have that in mind, you will be completely wrong, because as you have two pastel tones, you have also two very muted neutral tones that you can work with. So everything is balanced out and even out for you, which I really, really, really appreciate. Now, what I can tell you about the Rouge Coco Bombs is one of, again, my favorite formulations from the line of Chanel. I have my very, very top favorite formulas like the Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue, which not too long ago, if you're wondering about that incredible liquid lipstick that it doesn't transfer, that you can eat a greasy meal kiss and it would just be stay there, and it's just amazing. I have so many different shades. I think there were like 15 or 20 shades that I swatched not too long ago, so I will be leaving that video up on the card if you want a lipstick that is truly, truly like super pigment and transfer proof. But if you want something more comfortable, more soft and subtle, just as the Le Blanc collection, as spring, that beautiful, I mean, like, I'm even, I don't know if you can hear the birds right now, but the birds are outside. I have a tree that is full of birds. They're singing right now. Spring is about to come. If you want to celebrate that, this collection is a true celebration to spring, and I absolutely love all the products that I got, as well as it pairs really well with the 23S collection. If you have seen my video about the 23S collection, if you have seen the fabrics that they are using, the shades that they are using, they are all of these shades, absolutely all of these shades. So if you're in love with that collection too and you got some ready to wear pieces or some bags or some jewelry from it, I'm sure you're gonna love to have this makeup collection. Okay, my friends, I think this makes it for this video. I hope that you found it helpful, informative. I would love to carry on the conversation on the comment section down below. While you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell, because believe me, you don't want to miss any of my uploads. Here on my channel, I cover everything luxury, from makeup, fragrances, fashion, and you name it. And if you're on Instagram and TikTok, I will greatly appreciate if you can follow me there, so that way we can grow our family. Also on Instagram is a very easy, quick way that I can let you know when something has released an early access, a back in stock alert. It's super easy to communicate through stories too, as well as on TikTok to give you close-up of the product. So let's stay in communication on those two other platforms too. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share it with family and friends. And if you're not done watching my content, I will be leaving a couple other videos right here that I'm sure you're gonna love. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.